Welcome back, or welcome if you're new. My name is Emma and this is Emma's Cottage. In today's tutorial, we are going to learn how to make some really cute faux leather earrings. So this is a continuation of the Emma's Cottage mystery box that you guys were able to get your hands on from my craft source. It's no longer for sale, but that's okay. If you guys were not able to get your hands on a box, I will make sure that I have in the description below all of the materials that I used to make these cute earrings today. So if this sounds like fun to you and you want to learn how to make some really cute faux leather earrings, then tag along. All right, you guys, I'm going to show you how you can create your own templates within Cricut Design Space. So over here on the left, you're going to see shapes. We're going to go ahead and click those shapes. Now keep in mind that the shapes I'm going to be using in today's video are included with the Cricut Design Space All Access. So this is part of the monthly subscription that I pay for to be able to get access to all these additional shapes. I was really excited because this basic shape right here is one that I use to do my earrings. So I made a few earrings earlier and I did them at this 2.5 and I think that they were just a tad too big. So I'm going to take these down to 2 instead of 2.5. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab another shape, which is going to be a circle, and I'm going to make it nice and small, and this is to create the hole. Now, if you had a tool for this, you could absolutely use a hole punch. There's an earring hole punch that you could use. It's a tool. Or you could definitely have your Cricut machine cut it for you. So we're going to go something like that. I'm going to grab this here. You can see I've got 2 layers selected, and we're going to go ahead and click slice. I'm going to move that over. Looks great to me. I'm going to go ahead and keep this circle, but I'm going to delete this one. And what I want to do is I want to duplicate this because, of course, you want a matching set. So I want to do a layered earring. So to do that, I'm just going to do exactly what I just did. I'm going to do it smaller. So this one was 2. I'm going to take this one down to 1.5, like so. Then what I need to do is I'm going to grab this bigger one. I'm going to put the circle right back where it was, as close as I can get it, about right there. And now I need to get this one, and I need to try and put it about there. I think will work. So you want it a little bit lower than the biggest drop. So I'm going to move this over. I'm going to send this to back just so I make sure that I'm not going to be cutting into it. And it's kind of close, so I'm just going to move this over just a tad. About right there, I think is going to be okay. I'm going to go ahead and grab the 2 layers. You can see 2 are selected. We're going to click slice, and voila. So just to give you an idea, this is going to be a layered earring where the hoop's going to go through right about there. And I'm going to have one color here, and I'm going to have another color there. So kind of cute, right? I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to keep this because I'm going to use it here for another set. Now, one thing I am going to do, you guys, I'm going to go ahead and group these together really quick. I'm going to do something because one thing I also noticed is they're a little too wide for my liking. So I'm going to unlock them both, and then I'm just going to squeeze them in just a tad, just a little bit like that, because they were a little bit too wide for what I like. So I'm going to go ahead and delete this one. I'm going to grab both of these again, and I'm going to duplicate both of these so I can have a matching set, just like that. Okay, so there's our first set of earrings. So the next set is going to be very similar. I'm going to grab the shapes again. We're going to grab the teardrop again. But this time I'm going to turn it completely upside down, like so. And I'm going to go ahead and duplicate it. This one I'm going to do the same thing. Let's take it down to 2 inches instead of 2.5. This one I'm going to take down to 1.5. Okay, and this is where it's going to get crazy. I'm going to put 2 holes in this one. Send this all the way to the back. I need it in the very back to see these holes. Something like that, I believe, about right there. I'm going to duplicate this, and I'm going to grab another one. Let's say about like that. I'm just trying to figure out at this point how far apart I need them. Something like that I think is going to be great. So just making sure they're even, I'm grabbing both of them. I'm going to do a line to bottom. They only shifted just barely. Grab these again. I'm going to put it right on top. And I don't want it too far down, just enough, probably about right there. Same thing with this one. I want it up enough that it's going to cut. So let's just say move backward just once. Try it again, move backward. Move backward, there we go. We're just trying to move it backward enough that I have it over the red dots. Something like that I think will work. But let's maybe shift these down just a tad. Maybe about right there. I think that might work. Let's get these out of the way. I'm going to line these up again. Line to bottom. Grab these one more time and let's bring them over. Making sure that I'm not going to cut too much off of that upper one. I think that right there is going to be exactly what we need. So what we're going to do is I've got this circle here and I've got this circle here. You can see when I clicked on them, it selected the both. I'm going to hold down my control key. You can see this one is selected. Holding my control key, I'm going to grab the other one. Now you can see they're both selected. They're both highlighted over here on the left-hand side. You can see that they're both selected over here. I'm going to go ahead and click weld because I need those as one layer instead of two. So now we've got those welded. And now you want to look for the two upside downs. So you can see this one's upside down teardrop, this one's upside down. So one at a time, we're going to go ahead and cut these. So I'm going to grab the two circles. I'm going to grab this top upside down one by clicking the control button and selecting it. And now I'm going to go slice. And then I need to do it again. Let's grab this other one. Grab just the red circles by hitting the control button and clicking. You can see they're both selected, and we're going to hit slice. Voila. Now let's get rid of the things we don't need. So we don't need either of these dark slices, these circles that were sliced. It's a slice result. We don't need that. So we're going to go ahead and click delete on both of those. And voila, we don't need these circles anymore, so we can delete those. And there we go. We've got our earrings. If I send this to the back, there you go. You can see the one right in front of the other. You can even group them if you want to make sure they don't move, but it's no big deal. We're going to go ahead and duplicate. And now we've got two sets of earrings that are going to look totally different just based on flipping them upside down or right side up. Of course, you can see these ones have two holes. This one has one. It's just the way that you're going to hook your earring. So let's go ahead and get these cut. Now, one thing we're going to do is, I know that I'm going to have like this back color, one color. I'm going to have this back color, one color. And then these two centers, these small sections and this small section, I think I'm going to have both of those the same color. So at this point, you could absolutely go and select all of these small ones. So here's these two that were, let's ungroup really quick. Ungroup and ungroup. All I need is this top one. I'm going to select my control key, and I'm going to select this top one as well. Oh, why is it not working? Control key, shift key. Oh, that's interesting, you guys. I just discovered something. If you're selecting over here, it has to be the control key that you hold. But if you're selecting two layers over here, it has to be your shift key. I've never noticed that until today. So anyways, there's my shift key. I selected both of those. I'm going to change these to black. Voila. Now let's select the bottom ones. There's that one. I'm going to hold down my shift key and that one. And let's just change those to, I don't know, let's just say we're going to do the faux red on that one. There you go. Same thing with this, holding my shift key, grab the two back ones. Let's just say these are going to be the buffalo plaid black and white. So let's maybe change them to like a gray. Oh, these are all grouped together. We want to ungroup real quick. Ungroup again. There we go. Ungroup again. Oh my goodness, did I group or what? Ungroup one more time. Okay, now let's grab just the top ones, holding the shift key down, and let's change these back to black. So we know that these four are going to cut black, and then these back ones are going to cut a certain color, and these red ones are going to cut a certain color. Now you do not have to do that, but just I'm a very visual person, and I like to see how they're going to turn out. So let's go ahead and let's make it. So we're going to click the make it button. Now you guys know me, I like to have these all on one mat. So I'm going to move them all to one mat. So let's just start with this one. I'm going to move the object. Let's put it on the black one since that's the one that has the most of them so far. Let's move these down. Grab this one, move object, go to the black mat, confirm, and then let's move that one down. Then let's go to the red mat. Now if you wouldn't have changed the colors, you wouldn't have to do this step. Let's move that one in that corner. Here we go, move object and back to the black mat, and let's move this one to this corner. Now you guys absolutely could keep these all on one mat, or sorry, on three different mats and have three different cuts. Totally up to you. I just like to get them all cut in one quick, swift cut. Now I know all of these ones are going to be black, and I'm going to space them out just a little bit further because when you're cutting leather or felt with your Cricut machine, if the cuts are too close together, then sometimes they can actually lift. You definitely don't want that happening. So I'm going to cut them about right there. As you can see, this goes over 5 inches and down by 2. So I know that I need to cut a piece that is 2 by 5 for this upper section. Then down here, same thing. You don't want them super close together. Probably what I'll do is just do a 3 by 1, 2, 3, 4. So a 3 by 4 for this set, and probably same thing for this one. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yep, a 3 by 4 for this set. So I know this is one color, I know this is one color, and then I know this is one color, and I'm going to set them that way. Now, if you guys are using your mats over and over again, and you're continuously using the corners, rotate it. So maybe instead of me using this corner here because it's starting to lose its stick, I could move them up like this, and I could still get my, 4 by 3 section, and I could just move it up into this section here. So between the 6 and the 9, and between the 1 and the 4. So it's just all about where you're going to lay it on the mat so that you don't lose your stick. In fact, I'm going to go ahead and move this one up as well because I was cutting earlier, and I want to make sure that I don't have any of these pull up. I was also cutting in this section, so let's go ahead and move these ones down as well. Just again, it's helping to keep the stickiness of my mat. It's very important when you're cutting faux leather or felt or anything like that, or any material, honestly, any type of material, is you want to have a very sticky mat. Otherwise, your fabric could come up. Okay, let's go ahead and get to the next screen. So when I hit continue, it's going to ask me, okay, well, what type of leather are you going to use? Well, I was on the site earlier just double checking. So when you're on the Minecraft Source site, which is where we got this leather for today's project, if you scroll down, you can see that it's telling you the cut settings for either the Cricut or the Silhouette. And for the Cricut, it's telling you to select faux leather. So let's just go ahead and go back, and here's the faux leather. Now, if you guys don't see this option, it's because you need to go find it. So go ahead and click this Browse All Materials. You can either scroll down or just type in leather, and it's going to pull up anything that has the word leather in it. And there you go. Here's all the different types of leather. This is the only one that says faux leather, so I'm going to go ahead and select that one. Now, just in my experience, it's completely, you guys need to do test cuts to see how yours is going to do. But whenever I do faux leather, I usually change this to the more option. I will say my blade is older. I've been using it for a few months now, so I definitely want to use my more option. If it was a brand new blade, I probably would select default. So just throwing that out there. So let's go ahead and load our mat, and we will get to cutting. All right, you guys, we need to go ahead and cut our faux leather fabric to the size that we need so that we can lay it on our Cricut mat. So I know the black was 5 inches across, and I'm just looking, if you see me looking to my left, it's because I'm looking at my computer screen to make sure that I'm cutting this correctly. I'm just gonna go ahead and use my rotary tool. It works great. It's just a rotary cutter. I've used this in so many of my tutorials. I absolutely love this tool. It has come in handy so many different times. So this one is only 2 inches high, 5 across. Yeah, there you go. Like so. And this one I put in between the 3 and the 5. Oh, and you always want to do, at least this is what I do, I like to put the color of the leather face down so that it's cutting the backing. That's just what I do. That's what I found makes it so that it doesn't slide around so much. The trick to this is having a very strong grip mat. So the mat that I'm using right now, this is my fabric grip. It definitely is much stronger than my others. But if yours has gotten, you know, let's say you've used it over and over again and you've lost some of that stick, then you definitely want to tape it down. I've seen people who use like duct tape and things like that just to make sure that it holds still when you're actually cutting it. Okay, I've got them all cut, and now it's just all about lining them up on the mat. Again, looking at my computer screen and putting them where I place them on there. I constantly use my corners. So as you saw from the computer screen, I'm just moving them in different areas that are more sticky because I've definitely used all 4 corners and I don't want to risk this coming up. So putting some really good pressure down so that it actually sticks. And this is what it looks like. So these are 2 different colors, and then this is my 1 color of black. So let's go ahead and let's get this cut. So if you guys haven't noticed, you can see that it's doing each cut 2 times. It says 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, and it's going to do the same thing with the shape. So it's cutting it twice. That's what the more option did. And I found that with my blade that's about 2 months old, the more option in this case is working really well. All right, let's take it over to the table. Okay, we've got them cut. So what I like to do here is I like to make sure, because sometimes you can't really tell if it cut or not. And before you start pulling things up, you want to just triple check that it actually cut. Because if it didn't cut all the way through, that's when you're going to want to send it through 1 more pass. So, and usually I do this before I even unload it, but I already did. So let's just, ooh, it totally cut. Again, it doesn't look like it cut. You're going to see, you can barely see those lines there. But as I pull, hopefully you guys can see here, as I pull up, you can see that the piece that was cut is staying down and the rest of the leather is coming right up. I actually really, really like this leather material, this faux leather material. I bought some other faux leathers from Amazon, and at least the package I got, it was not. Like, this is really sturdy, and I feel like the faux leather that I got was just flimsy and stretchy, and so whenever my Cricut machine tried to cut it, it like was just super frayed. It did not work out well. So I am very happy with this leather from my craft source. Faux leather from my craft source. I'm just using my weeding tool to kind of help guide it. So if the pieces start coming up, I just use my weeding tool to hold them down. That one was easy. There we go. So I'm going to leave them on the mat while I do this next part. I'm going to pull each one up, and I'm going to hold down the holes with my weeding tool like so, and then grab it there. That just is going to ensure that it comes off, because sometimes I found that these holes are the ones that like to stick. So there you go, that your holes are cut. Now, if you didn't want to use your Cricut machine to cut these holes, you absolutely could have left them just their regular shape. And then there's a tool out there that you can buy from most local crafts tool, stores, where you would fold this in half, at least for this one, and you would punch a hole through it with a jewelry tool. So in my case, I didn't need that because my Cricut machine was able to make those holes for me. You will see what we're gonna do with those here in a second. Let's go ahead and get these off the mat, get the rest of it. You can see this is the one that just had one hole. Hope you guys can see that. Now this material, depending on what your box came with, I think some of the mystery boxes came with, let me show you the difference. Some of the mystery boxes came with this glitter type faux leather, and some of them came with like an actual faux leather. So just depending on which one you used, I used the same cutting setting, which was the faux leather in Cricut, but definitely this material needed 2 passes for sure. This material definitely needs the more option because it is just a little bit thicker. So just to give you a heads up there. And I'm definitely using my weeding tool on this one to hold down those circles because they want to stay because of how thick this material is. So I'm just holding this down. Hopefully you guys can see that. Holding down the circle so that I'm using the stickiness of this mat to work with me instead of against me. Last one. Voila, like that. And again, I'm just using the stickiness of the mat. You can see how the square or the little circle stayed on there. Just using it so that they would stick to the mat instead of come up. It just helps, just a tip and trick from me. All right, you guys, I went ahead and changed the angle just a little bit so you guys can actually see up close how I'm going to make these earrings. So these are 2 that I made earlier. And like I said, when we were over in Cricut Design Space, I just felt like they're a little bit too big. I definitely have a smaller base, and so the 2.5 looks a little big on me. So that's why I went with the smaller earrings. So this is somewhat how they're going to turn out. So you can see this one was the upside down, and that one's the actual teardrop, and how you can change the look of the earring. Isn't that fun? So these ones are flat, and these ones, and they're cute. They're absolutely cute. I just think that 2.5 is just a little bit too big for me. So let's go ahead and make these earrings. We'll go ahead and we're gonna do the easy ones first, which to me, the easy ones is just the one hole. So of course, I went ahead and I had this one as my back, and this one is going to be the front, just like that. So very simply, this also came in your mystery box. Again, if you weren't able to get your hands on the mystery box, don't worry, I will make sure that I have the link to all of these things below. So it looks just like that. Now what you need to do, it didn't come with the tools, but you can, I mean, my husband had a few different sets of tiny little pliers out in his garage, but I actually just went to my local craft store and was able to actually get me, these are for making jewelry. And I'm just gonna stick this through the hole and then just very softly open it up, just like so. Hopefully you guys can see that, just like that. Now this part's important. You wanna make sure that you're putting these on forward, otherwise you're gonna have to take it apart and put it on because you don't wanna wear your earrings backwards, right? So all I did is I threaded those through, like so. Okay, and then I'm just gonna get the same tool and I'm going to close it up. And actually, if you use this part of the tool, it's easier. And there you go, it is closed. Hopefully you guys can see that. And it's not closed 100%, you absolutely could, and I probably will. You want to be very, very gentle with this stuff because they will break if you put too much pressure on them. And there we go. There's our first set. Putting this little doohickey down below. Love how those turned out. Aren't those so cute? And it was so easy. And again, let me just compare the two sizes. So this is a 2.5 where this one was only 2. So you can see based on your preference, these ones are really cute. I just have a small face, so the 2 definitely fits my face a little bit better. So super cute earrings. And then let's go ahead and move on to the ones that look like this. And how do you make them? Super easy. Again, it had the 2 holes in it, and so did the one in front. Now this one is a little bit different. You could use just the earring that you got from my craft source, but this one, it's going to be a little bit more tricky because you're going to have to turn the hoop, the little loop here, you're going to have to turn it so that your earrings fit the correct way. But what I did instead is I have some tools that I got from, actually this was from Walmart, but you can get them from your local craft store. And all I need is a teeny little hoop. I'm trying to find it here. So just like a hoop like this. See, it's just a hoop. And I'm going to open the hoop up. Again, you can either do it like this with this tool and open it. So I just put it in between and then opened it with my fingers so that it looks like this, right? Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab both of them, and you could do one at a time if you'd like, but I'm going to grab the 2, line up the 2 holes and fold it in half, and that's exactly how we need to thread it. So I'm going to go ahead with one of the open ends and thread it on that side, and then you go and thread the next side. Hopefully you guys know what I mean by thread. So now I've got it through all 4 holes, just like that. Hopefully you guys can see that okay. Hopefully my camera is picking that up. You want to try and fold in as much material as you can. Then you're going to grab your tool and you're going to squeeze it shut again. This part definitely can be tricky, so just be patient. You have to have it just perfect. So you can see that I'm closing it there. You definitely want this one to close all the way. Nice and tight, just like that. And then if you wanted, you could rotate it so that you don't see the little, the opening. Just like so. Isn't that cute? And then this is where you're going to get your earring that we got from my craft source, and you're going to make sure that you hook it on. You want to hook it so that the hooky is going back. If you hook it forward, then you're going to have to wear this earring backwards. So make sure that you turn it that way. You see what I mean? So we're going to open this one up like we did, and we're going to hook it to this ring that we put in the middle. So again, how did I open it up? I have this one that has they're 2 circles. They're like a cone shape. I'm going to stick one of those inside and then just start kind of pushing and pushing so that it opens up. Hopefully you guys can see that. Make sure that you put it on the right way so that you don't wear it backwards. There we go. And now I need to close that back up again. And this is again where you want to be really careful not to put too much pressure or it will snap. Sorry you guys, I know I probably look really awkward doing this, but I'm trying to do it right while filming. Just enough that it won't slip off. Almost there. All right, that's not going anywhere. It's going to stay right where it's at. There we go. And this earring is now done. So cute. I love how it turned out. Isn't that adorable? So let's just try one on. Let's see what it looks like. There we go. So cute. Didn't it turn out adorable? I love it. And again, let's just compare the 2 sizes. There we go. So there's the 2-inch and there's the 2.5. So totally based on your preference, but hopefully you guys can see, like I definitely have a smaller face. So the 2-inch seems like it fits much better on me. Now, one thing I did hear from some people, they don't like having like the white on the back. So I actually didn't either. It was driving me nuts that I could see white. So on a different one, I actually just painted the black. Who cares, right? And I just made sure that's completely dry before I wear them. So I love how they turned out. I think they're absolutely adorable. So cute, right? Love them. That's it for today's video. What did you guys think? I hope that you liked it. I had a lot of fun creating these with you. I think they turned out really, really cute. And hopefully I give you a good idea on the difference in sizes between the 2.5 and the 2-inch and how you can layer a few different layers. You could even do where we had the 2.5, you could do this a different color and have 3 layers. I mean, the possibilities are endless, you guys. So fun. So I hope you learned something new, even if it's just the basic teardrop earring or trying to put a little bit of a twist into it and coupling them up like that. I think they turned out so cute. Now, if you guys are interested, I can also teach you guys, if you wanted to sell these or gift these using your Cricut machine and some cardboard paper, I can teach you how to have a cute little template that you can hang your earrings from when you go to gift them away. So if you guys are interested in a tutorial like that, make sure that you leave it in the comments below and I will put it on the upcoming docket for all of the tutorials for 2022. Can you believe we're saying that? I cannot believe it's almost 2022. It has been such a blast being with you guys here in 2021. I started my YouTube channel, I want to say back in May. Here we are, December of 2021, and I'm almost at 13,000 subscribers. I literally never thought it would get this big. I just thought it was going to be small and sweet, and it has been so much fun. I appreciate all of you so much. You guys honestly are the reason I do it. So if there's other tutorials that you look forward to, things that you want to learn, make sure you let me know either in the comments below or come and join us in our Facebook group, which is Emma's Cottage DIY. You can also find me on Instagram and TikTok. So I hope you guys enjoyed this tutorial. Make sure that you go ahead and give me a thumbs up if you do. It helps me know what type of content you look forward to watching. As always, make sure you hit the subscribe button. But the most important thing is ring that bell so that you will get notified anytime that I upload a new video. Until next time, we'll see you later, friends.